Hey, happy morning. I worked the whole day, man. Well, from that I got up in the mid afternoon and until now. So I just got home. Flush all exposed events related to the above drawings, maybe. Drawing. The verb drawing. I think I need a loop for well, just the points that can be moved and well, whatever, it depends on that. That would be better, become, but not what is above this. So this is changed, this is changed. Helper variables. That's for the curve, so yeah, that changes as well if those points are moved. Can I delete this because it is already exactly the same as what I had there? I mean, I'm using standard 10. For the rest it is the same. Yeah, nothing new here. Yep, okay, so let's move all of this out of the loop. Creating P0 and P1. Drawing a line there. Drawing the circle. No. Yeah, if this thing is updated, I think I can just keep it alive. I mean, I can just keep the same plot p-bed object. This is fixed, but I'm going to move it. These are just the initial values. So rather, I think I should move all of this also outside. But I can't use API beta anymore then, because that's just temporarily starting value. So here we should use the plots thing that is being updated. Man, every muscle hurts. Worked, took a very large piece of furniture apart and then put it back together with someone else. Right, so you still have to implement the drag point, but the interface is, the desired interface is there, I guess. I tell it that I want to be able to drag it, and then everything magically works. Or does it? Maybe not. But, nah. I think I want to store pointers to it. So by having the user type the ampersand, you make clear that after calling this, you should not move the memory location of this object. It's on the stack, and of course it's just at the same address while this loop is running. So that would work. So I pass the type of this thing by pointer to drag point. And the type of that thing is whatever the create point is returning, and I think that's a plot point. It says point here, but we are inside namespace plot, so yeah, plot point. So let's add to the plot a drag point. Mutable the pointer. Yeah, deep area. Well, I wrote it in the description of the video. Oh, I'm thinking about, well, I need to make a list of these things that we, well, add here, such that if I get mouse coordinates, I can find out if we clicked on them. And they have rectangles and extension things, which are also rectangles. I have an intersect rectangle and a normal rectangle and an extension. Thinking what I want to use. In the case of the point, I can choose. If later on I want to use something else, I don't know. What else would I want to drag around? A line, maybe? Yeah, if you have a diagonal line. It's not as easy as dragging a point. I don't know. I'm just going to extends or rectangle. What the hell shall I do? I think I'm gonna go for rectangle. Pretty random. It's like I had a reason for it and then it escaped me again. But yeah, I already made a decision. So I'm going to add standard map. Seriously? No. I just have to run over each element. Can still do that with the map. Can also add a I don't know. Gonna make it a vector, I think. Vector of rectangle. Do I have a rectangle in plot? I don't think so. This is the Cairo window rectangle. Well, it's the only one. Even better. Okay, so vector of rectangles, and then I'll call that clickable. Rectangles. But that should give me an index that I can use with another vector. So I think we're going to use a utils vector. It's a lot of vector here. Oh, finally we got the right vector without documentation. Yeah. Why can I not remember how to use these things, man? I always have to look again at old code to find out how I use my own code. Yeah, for now I can just use a rectangle. You can use any type you want, but got to be unique for this one. And then we have another vector. I post. It's cold here. 17.5 degrees. It was 16.5. I just turned on the heater. It's probably paying €100 for the last hour of the evening to heat the whole living room up 4 degrees. Stupid, I guess, but well. Alright, let's not go to bed. Otherwise, I did that for nothing. Now I have an excuse to add a plot point. Just pointers where corresponding the same index. Clickable points. Fahrenheit. I don't know in Fahrenheit. I use SI units. Oh no, that's Kelvin. Celsius is not easy. Amazing how such a thing can grow. Okay, so I have a vector with all the rectangles and pixel coordinates that are clickable, and then the index at which we find a certain rectangle corresponds to the element inside this one because it's the same index, and that then gives us a plot pointer that belongs to it. It should be a start. So the grep just has to add the, I think, what I say, grep pointer or grep point. Has to add something to both of these. Tangles and points. Point. Plop. Might as well do it here. We do everything in line because I'm lazy. Oh, just how I feel. I remind you, I'm so cold. It's still 15.5 degrees. 17, sorry. 17.5. Clickable rectangles. Push back. And then we need a rectangle, and the rectangle we can get from point, because point is a shape, not this point. Actually, it's a plot point, it is this point. But, okay, this one is derived from the cairo window point, which is this one. Oh. Yeah, that won't help. So I need to access the draw object. Fortunately, we can access that if we are class plot. And we are. This is totally class plot. So point draw object, that should work. And the draw object then is a draw point, of course. This one points to a draw point, which in turn is derived from a shape which has my rectangle as geometry, for which I should have an accessor, otherwise I have to add it. Yeah, I think that should compile, so let's try that. It does compile. But we will never know anymore where we were. Crap, there's not even a crap here. Crap. No, it was drag. Drag and grab, it's almost the same thing. Drag point, maxi tags. Hello, Kyo. Or, yeah. Drag point, okay, this is where I was, yes. So now I need to get the index at which this was added, which is equal to the size before we add it. And I think, and now we got to go through all those vectors again. Intersection, debug tensor, util, so already there. So index type. See it. Basically, we just want to have the size, so then it must be I end, I guess. I end, or the I stands for index. And now we push it at the end. So yeah, now the index of the rectangle that we just added in is this. And that should be the same as the other one, but I'm not even going to assert or test it because we're also going to do a pushback, and for the other one. Rectangles. Clickable points. There's a point pointer, a plot point pointer. Which is just this thing here. It wasn't even necessary to get the index. Not here anyway. So this is going to be called when someone clicks on XY. And now I have to find out if that there's a point below it. And I guess that I can't really talk about points. It's more like objects, but yeah, currently I only have points that are clickable. So I don't know, I'll just call it a grab point for now. Now we have to loop over all the rectangles. Could use auto reference, but let's use the type, otherwise it gets confusing. Okay, I want an undefined index. I think I should use IND probably. Not sure if I have an index that is just there's a value of -1. Yeah, undefined. We have undefined indexes. I think that's that's a default constructor. That's probably better. So I just default construct it, and then it's an undefined index. And then we're going to check for each of them if it's a click inside that rectangle. So rectangle contains x, y. If that is not the case, then we don't care that this rectangle exists. And we just pretend that it doesn't exist and we go to the next one. If it is there, then I want to have a kind of, let's say, the distance to the center of it. Let's just calculate it as a double distance is the distance squared. I just want to know what is the smallest value. So that is the square of something plus the square of something else, being x minus, and then I need the center of my rectangle. I don't have that. This rectangle does not know what its center is. My extents does, just literally stores it. This is a rectangle, right? Yeah, the only thing we have is offsets and width and stuff. Very annoying. Offset x plus half the width. That would be the center. That should be okay. And then I want to find a minimum distance. So if this distance is less than the minimum such thing, then we get all excited. Which means that the double min this squared must exist and be very, very large. Standard numeric limits double max. So we found something that is the closest, and then I want to, of course, remember that. Actually, I want to remember it by index. So I'm just setting my index to current index. I don't have a current index. I'm gonna run over all the indexes. No way, that's nonsense. I. So the I is the index, so we're gonna do this. So now we get back the index that was minimum, and that is there's always going to be 1, unless nothing ever contains a thing, then I guess we should return, I don't know. And after this loop we have an index. Grab point. I could return the pointer maybe? Yeah. So you could have just return this point here. Right, not maybe a bit big. So let's copy it to the CXX file. Let's see which headers we'll miss. It's gonna be a bunch. No headers are missing. I did not implement contains yet. I disagree. I think we need util square. Maybe it is already included, but no, it isn't. Something else maybe including it. Since explicitly uses here. And then numeric limits, that is limits, I think, or numeric. I think limits. What else do we have? That's about it. So the contains must be implemented. Right. But this function is not called yet, I think. It's 18.5 degrees now. That's going so slow. And I'm super thirsty. I'll have some dusty water here. VI quadratic Bezier. Yeah, okay. Well, what were we doing? I've got it again. Okay, drag point that adds it, and then we get a button press. Here we have to find out if there's a pointer under. It's gonna be a plot point. What did I call it? Grab point, I think. Where are my X, Y coordinates? Oh yeah. X, Y. Okay, let's should do something interesting because now we only send a message to please grab the mouse if we did find a point. So if we now click somewhere where there is no point, now we should see that there is no drag. I think this is already testable. Uh-oh, cannot jump from switch statement to. Well, so that's because we added this variable here. Then you have to add a scope around it. Now, I'm very curious. So if I click here, and now it should not do anything. And if I click like there, and it still doesn't do anything. Damn it. It does redraw stuff, apparently. But nothing was updated. Okay, why is it not doing this? My XY coordinates are relative to this point, I think. So if you click here, it's a 0, 0 thing. Yeah, well, 1, 0. Okay, I can do that. 0, 0. And this point is at. And what is the rectangle of that point then? Yeah, well, there's no way. No other way than use a debugger or debug output, of course. What shall we do? Debugger or debug output? I don't think I go for debug output. Point, drag point. add. I think I have a utility for that as well. Print pointer. I'm not sure if it's part of utils or part of something else. Print pointer. Doesn't get a color. It's probably part of the Vulkan stuff that I made here. Maybe I should add it to. Let's see. Maybe I should add it to utils so I can also use it or debug stuff. Allows me to print all kinds of pointers. So a unique pointer, intrusive pointer, normal pointer. And then it automatically prints null when it is null, and it prints the right stuff around it. Let's have a look at how it looks. Oh, this thing. Well, it prints the contents of the pointer and the value of the pointer itself. No, too sophisticated. Well, on the other hand, it's not a null pointer, so I can just print it like that. Let's just print it. And then you hope that you can print a point at all. I doubt it. We can. This thing has support for printing. Okay, cool. So, yeah, now we see the point, but I want to see the geometry, of course. So let's say the ODC notice edit clickable rectangles back, because if there was anything that we added, then it's in the back. Isn't it beautiful that it just compiles? Now I'm very curious. It says added blah blah, 4,4. Oh, that's the size. Oh, really minuscule, yeah. So if I click on 837 plus or minus 2, comma 405 and so on. I'll click on exactly that. Come on, that must work. 838 and 405. So that should work. That is not working. No, that's weird. If I click less accurately, like, well, that's close enough. 232 379. 232 379. Yeah, plus and minus 2. So it should totally work. More debug output is required. Why are we not finding this? Where is the code that I added? Let's add debug output there. Keep source. Go to line number. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Gonna click right on top of it. What does it say? But one was pressed and grab point. Does not contain, does not contain. 837404. That totally does contain. So the detection that it contains it is failing. Contains is failing. Yeah, should have printed this. So the contains function is not working. Chamindu high. It's going slowly. I think it's still 18.5 degrees. Really? No, it's not 19. Jesus, I turned the heater on and it's failing to warm up my room. Contains. It's not the contains that I was looking for. I added it to a rectangle. Contains. Yeah, I interpreted it as the center. That's why I said plus or minus 2, but it's not true. It's plus 4 or minus 0. 2. I don't see a problem in this code. X must be larger than X, which I think is, oh, that is X offset. That's the top left corner. And larger than the Y coordinate of the top left corner. But less than its same value plus the width or the height. How can this return false? Okay, debugger it is. Let's put a breakpoint right there. That is rectangle.h35. No such file or directory. Really? Rectangle.h35, right? But it's the first one. So I guess that this is like way off. Well, continue. That's the second one. No, it's not way off. 8, 3 something. And X is an integer, it looks like it. Okay, so it should be larger. And then Y is 405, which is not larger. You're telling me that I have to subtract that? No, come on. Subtract it. Okay. This seems to be the case. So it depends on the style. hard coded in. Okay. Okay, no contains then, because it's useless. What was the error though, actually? Compile error. Undeclared identifier. Oh, yeah. But. No, it's, oh, whatever. Hey, David. You decided to Try it again. Yeah, I believe you. You changed your nick before to David, and then you changed it back for some reason. Because you thought I didn't know who you were. Very bad at tips. Yeah, it should work right. Come on, work. We click here, or not dragging, and we click there, dragging. Click here, no dragging. Here, no dragging. Of course, there's no dragging. Well, if you click there, clearly, no, it's dragging. Is it dragging? Yeah, it's dragging. Okay, that works. Finally. Yeah, and yeah, I got tired of typing a name as well. And I like the remark. And then I thought about watching a real developer. Yeah. Well, we can identify the point now. So next step is then, of course, to actually drag it. David says, like so. Since I quit my job, I find it hard starting to code again, cause I like paused for some time. You're so consistent with it. I don't have a life. Very, very simple. No life, no friends, no partner, no other hobbies. And of course, there is not anything else in the world that I rather do than code. I'm so addicted to this that it's what gets me out of my bed in the morning after, what's the word? There goes my joke. Procrastinating? Yeah. I wake up, lay in my bed for 3 hours procrastinating, and then I get out of my bed. Imagine what I would do if I had no programming. I would just stay in bed forever, I think. Well, if the programming itself, your project, is not motivating you, then it's just not for you. Why would you code if it's no fun? I code because it's fun, not because I make money with it. I don't. So find something that is motivating you to spend time on. Well, I was asked to do something for a company and in the terms of it was a bit vague and very short-lived as well. Yeah, because I wrote the ISCU, the Anonet IRC daemon, and that company wanted to install that and they couldn't get it configured. So they emailed me and then I asked for help, and then I found out that it was a company, and then they said, yeah, fuck, no, I didn't say that, but they were making money with it and it's open source. So I was like, yeah, dude, are you wasting my time? So kind of jokingly, I said, I'll explain to you if you come here. So, and the guy did. He came to my house. And then he didn't ask anything about ISU Damien anymore, but he just tried to convince me to come to work for them. And the story was they had some kind of a research thing, you know, little research team where you just play around with stuff and then figure out if it would be interesting for the rest of the big company to use. So absolutely fun. So I went there, and then that lasted a year at most, I think even less. And then that guy was fired, and his boss was fired, and our whole team was repurposed to work for a client instead, which in the end gave me a breakdown, almost. Well, yeah, almost. I did get an actual breakdown, but not because of the work. So then I stopped working there. Yeah, it's called depression, maybe. You have no. What is it called? What's the fucking word? I don't know, man. You lost fun in everything. Why? And then you thought it was a good idea to quit your job, or what was that about? Since I quit my job. Uh, yeah, well, it doesn't sound good. But I'm afraid I can't help. Because I'm doing C++. You were forced to quit it. So they wanted to fire you, but then they would have to pay you for a long time. So they thought, let's make him quit instead. Yeah, dude, life is a bitch. It just sucks, and then you die. Nothing is fun, except for some things. Here and there is something that is fun, and the rest is hard work. So you should really put your shoulders under it. I think you should get a new job, even though it's no fun. If you stay in bed, then nothing will change, and your life will pass, and you will feel really bad about it. Often people say, read read some motivational books or stuff like that. And for some people, that really works. MKS. I think my spine is trying to tell me something, but no, I ignore it. Just correct myself, and soon this will scroll off the screen as if it was never typed. A loss for humanity, I know. AI around the corner here. Oh wait, this is my spine. No, let's just scroll it away. Nobody touched my spine for AI use. Plus maybe I just had my fingers wrong. I don't know, the app is still correct. KS? Where the hell came that from? I have no idea. The code. The code is as follows. I have this program. What is also sure in life is that I will return to my bed. I need to do that not in not too long time, because I promised to come back tomorrow to wherever I was today. Well, maybe it's just boredom, but if nothing is fun, you stay in, especially if you stay in bed all day, it just makes you depressed. It's better to have a friend, a girlfriend, a job, help people. Do something during the day that in the end of the day gives you a good feeling that you did it. Like I said, could be helping someone or something, but makes progress. That's why I like programming. It's pure progress. Every time I code, every day I code, it's at the front of the new world. I've never been here before. I never had this code before, so I'm always building on top and higher and higher and higher. Well, if you play games, yeah. Do you make progress? The only thing you can do is get better at that game. That's about it. And then you realize that even that isn't really useful. I can say the same thing about my programming skills, because I'm not going to work for a boss. It's just a hobby. So, and plus I am not getting better anymore. That happens at a certain age, when you're young, you'll get better and better and better, and then at some point you get this age where that stops. That's difficult too. You can get a lot of fun out of getting better, because it's progress. But if you're productive and you write a program, then even if you are getting dumber and less good, then you still make progress in terms of the program itself. The number of repositories that you have on GitHub. Stuff like that. Damn it, I want to do something with this code. So, what did we do? Point. We found it. I grabbed the mouse. I remember that I grabbed this point. At least I'm going to do that. Let's remember it. Nou ja, okay, let's just remember it, man. How do we remember it? I'll probably have to remember the point itself and the mouse button that caused it. Then I can ungrab it or forget that it is being moved when I see that that mouse button is released. I'd like to have this stuff in some kind of object. Is it per window or stored in the window? Or is it a plot thing? I guess I could store it in the plot itself, but it's more a window thing that we grab anything at all. Plus we really should do it here. It's not even a window thing, I think, because you just have only one mouse. You can only grab one the mouse only once, even if it's related to a window. It's more global than that. No, it's just stored in a local variable for now. So the grab point is stored. Same prefix. Grab button. So it doesn't make any sense whatsoever anymore, but it's more like the button that caused me to grab it. Grab button is maybe better. The grab button. And then you have two different prefixes. I can't help it. That should probably exist somewhere outside the loop at the very least. Put it here. Plot point. Grab button. I think buttons were unsigned. Unsigned in grab button. Oh, set it on -1 over the F gives us. Could just not initialize it because then I can say it only has a valid value and this is not a null pointer. That would be another option. If the mouse button that is being released is equal to the grab button, then we are done with it. So no more grabbed point and no more grab button. So back to -1. Yeah, it's better to set it to -1. Otherwise, you would still use it here. It's undefined, it's not possible. So that would be... Could just not set it, but then I have to test here think it's still better. Sorry, it's still better. So I'm gonna do that. So if grabbed point, so we have some point grabbed, and the mouse button is that. Then we set that, and I don't need to do that. Why? I don't want to set it to -1. I'm gonna refuse it. Just some undefined value will do just fine. Grab point. So it was a null pointer, and with a null pointer we don't do anything here. And once it is set, then we also have that set, and then it has a value, a valid value. And so we can, if this is set, it has a valid value, and I can compare it to the button. And so on. Okay, and then we go with dragging. If, well, I don't know why I would do that. If grabbed point still, and no end. If we have a grabbed point, then we have to update it. So now I need to get my mouse coordinates, which is just these. And then move that point. Well, let the point figure it out. The point doesn't know the plot. I think the plot has to do the conversion. It's more the business of the plot, right? So we do a plot and then update grabbed point. And then the grab point, and then where we have to update it to. Mouse coordinates. Also, if I click the mouse and we wake up because there was a message, and then we find out that there is nothing under it, so the point is 0, then I don't update anything. Well, if it is being pressed, then we still have to grab the mouse first. I don't really care where the XY coordinates are. And we don't get any other coordinates until this message arrives. The point being that instead of breaking and then setting block to false, I want to continue this loop with block equals true. Can I use a continue here in the middle of a switch? I can grab with any mouse button. I'm really powerful. Can always add limitation later if I notice that my cat at night. Oh, I don't have a cat. Yeah, what to do? I'm gonna try continue. So what I want to do is set block to true, because there was nothing to be done. But on the other hand, suppose block is set to false, so you go to the top and you have a new message. Yeah, so I don't know what block is. It's either true or false. And I think I'll try to continue. There was no change. If the mouse button is released, well, also then we don't do anything ever, like not at all. But it is of course possible that the release follows a drag. I think the only reason actually to set block to false is when we have a drag. And if we have even one drag, then we do want to continue. We have to redraw stuff. So maybe I should not even do this. It's not depending on this. It's depending on whether or not I saw a drag in the message flute that I just decoded. So yeah, this is just a break. And then let's not do this, except when we did an update. And then this can be deleted, I guess. So now we get a message. If it's a button press, no reason whatsoever, at least at the moment, to redraw the whole graph. So we just break and continue with blocks still set. Waiting for the next message. When the button is released, same thing. We just undo that. But if you click and then don't drag and release it again, there's no reason to drag it or to do anything. But if we do receive a drag, then we want to set block equal to false, provided that the coordinates changed. So maybe I should update grab point, change update grab point to return true if there was an update. So if there is an update, to update grab point and return true if there was a difference or change. Great. Yeah, I think that I only have to implement update grab point now. The rest is working. Looks like it. Update grab point. As a function of plot, I'm going to read what Paul is saying. Is dragging variable. Yeah, that would be my grab point, I guess. No. I think your is dragging is my grabbed point. So I set it, but I set it to whatever is being grabbed, whichever point is being grabbed. Okay. No, 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 I don't have music, but so we know that we have a new coordinate, I think. It's going to be tough to turn a boolean. That's feel. I don't know. Are these things even double or not? Isn't a mouse in pixels just an integer? Where does that come from? The call to update grad point comes from here. Oh, it doesn't. Well, that's because my S is not including my tests. Let's fix it. You're passing a mouse X of message, which is message. That's just my own message. What did I put in there? Int. Done. And there's me with my double. Update grab point is an int. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's not without error. Okay, update grab point, yeah. There we are. Right, now I can use something that is in the standard, I think. Standard? I don't know. I'm going to convert these integers to a double. And I believe that if that is kind of guaranteed that if you do that using the same code or the same formulas, etc., you are supposed to get the same double. So say you take the square root of an integer 2, then that double is required to compare equal if you do it again. You can't have a little noise in it. It's not allowed. Or different representations of the same thing, for example. So I can use that. I still have to convert it though. Convert X. It takes a bloody double. Really? If it's pixels and plot point X. Oh, it's the other way around. Convert is going from double to pixels. It still returns a double though. Yeah, I think I need a inverse of convert X. No, okay, double is actually the right thing. It's a bull that I thought that it had to be an integer. Because they are pixels, but you can totally have a half a pixel in Cairo. It just does anti-aliasing for that. But in this case we do get mouse clicks, which are not in between points. In between pixels, I mean. So they might start as an integer, but well, that's the opposite of convert X. Might not even need it anywhere else. Going to put it in here, I think. Well, the inverse anyway. To just invert it here. So we have this X and I want to find the input X. So the first thing we do, apparently, is convert it to double. This is just to cry, of course. I just made it an int. And then, well, do it like that. X minus is G offset. I still need a G then. Click. And then we get this one. The inverse of the multiplication is the inverse of the multiplication. And then we have this one. Multiply with that, I suppose. X multiply with that. And then we have this. Do we know x plus that. And then I arrive at this x. It seems to me. And then we do the exact same thing for the y. Pretty much is the same, right? Y plus height. Okay, width is height. And oh, this is inverse as well. We have to pay attention. Okay, I'll do it like that. I mean, I'll do it all over. Minus that g divided by the height y d divided by y divided by g height, and this was multiplication with that, and then we have to do y is I think this minus y. So we had this and we subtracted from that, so that gives me plus y. That's also. These values have to be put into the correct point. Well, this is a plot point, but the plot point is simply derived from Cairo window point, and that is this one, and we have to now update that. Now the only thing I have is this. I could add a vector to it, but then I need to get the old values, and why not just assign it, you know? I could use this and then use the copy constructor. Seems the most logical thing. No, I don't think I did. I'm not changing the draw object, so the point stays behind. But the rest should already be updated. I want to see that. Crash. Well, that's illegal instruction. In other words, you forgot to return. Which function did I just add that returns something, and I'm not returning something. I bet it's in plot.cxx at the bottom. I forgot to return a boolean. Yeah, true. Come on. I mean, so basically, we have to return false if the new coordinates are the same as the old ones. But I'll test it afterwards. Let's first see this one work. Yeah, can drag it. Hello. But as you can see, if we go down this thing and it points, you cannot, thou shall not go below that line. Same thing should happen if I pass this line, I think. Let's go that one. Oh, we can go past it. Why? Well, that's amazing. I can put it anywhere I want. Oh, it's even doing that. What if I go past that P beta? But that's not allowed. Smoke coming from my PC. No, not really, but also move this one. Cool. Yeah, I kind of lost the point. Can't even grab it again. I don't know where it is. Let's see, if I move this one there and then try to grab it again at the same spot. Yeah, it shouldn't back. I think we're almost there, and then well, I go to bed as soon as that works. I think just update the. Update the draw object. Not sure how to do that though. I think I just have to make a new one. It's just the same as create point. I'm just going to do create point. Create point. Ooh, then I need to know the label of it. Layer, I mean. Create point. Yeah. The layer. Nobody knows the layer. Well, what do you mean? Why would I remember the layer? Cannot go to bed, but I want to. We don't have the layer. The layer was just used here to draw it. And then it got lost. What does a draw do anyway? Layer draw. Probably does some really dirty stuff. Yeah, it adds it. Without its call, it just will not be visible, as in no point being drawn. Definitely need a layer. Hell, I could even move the layer. So you could just pass a layer, I mean, and then dragging it would also move it from this, remove it from one layer and move it to the other layer. Nah. Guess dragging should stay within the same layer. I think I have to just store the layer as well for all the draggable points. which kind of means that update grab point. I'm here. Yeah, this update grab point itself. No, it's not. This is the one. So we have I should get a layer here and then store that. Grab point, grab layer, layer of the grab point. How do we get the layer? Well, because this one finds it. Yeah, so this thing should return not just a point, but also the layer. Ugh, and now we can store it. Unless I want to have my point, this point here, point to the layer, but I don't. For now, so I'm not finding the layer, I'm not storing it, but I do want to pass it. So I'm just passing here the layer, and I know what layer it is, because both points are in the same layer. Passing the second layer. Which is the layer that it is currently in. And then we have that apparently. Now as requirement for update something. Update grab point. Now we have the layer. And update grab the point. And then we have the layer. So now I can pass that to grade point. Grade point takes a layer. What else does it take? The point style, of course. Oh, and a point, yeah. So we can construct a point from XY. And then the point style here, which is, I don't know, where the hell do we get that? I have a plot point. That doesn't have a style. I think the style disappeared into the, I hope. Wait a minute, what is my style? It's at the moment that this thing got dual constructed. So that is draw point. Yeah, that gets it constructed with a style. And that style is used and not stored. Well, it's converted to something. This is a point style, but I might as well recover it, probably, from the shape. Maybe the shape. So I have a shape style, and I have to convert the shape style back to the point style. Really. And the style, we have the style, there it is, but as a shape style. Okay, let's do this. So I have a shape style, const reference, which is a style called on the point. And then the shape style is this thing here. Line color, fill color, line width, position, and so on. Nobody knows what point style is. Hopefully less. Because from that we have to create a point style. The point style requires not that much, I hope. Color in, oh, really? Color index and filled shape. And that's it. Color index and filled shape. I have a line color here. How did that change? Yeah, well, this is sure not trivial. To convert that back, I don't want to do that. Would be kind of stupid. I want to say pointless, but that would be a joke, and this is really no joke. No, okay, then I think the point style has to be saved too then, somehow, somewhere. Yeah, okay, restored. In point, draw point. To draw point, and then this thing now must be extended with, oops, a point style. Can't do a style, I think. Shape has style, right? Shape error has a style. I don't know. Call it point style. Okay, draw point now has a point style. So don't need that anymore. Or rather, I have to call point style here. And then we have the point style here. But yeah, might as well do this on this line. Plot point does not have it. It's a draw object of plot point. This argument to member function create point is type const plot, but the function is not marked const. I guess create point is not const. Okay, update is no longer const. Now we move the point and it moves along. And this one too. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oops. Cannot move it anymore. I have to update the copy of the rectangle as well. Yeah. I'm gonna go to bed. It's 1 AM. Good night. We'll continue tomorrow.